Hello everyone, my name is Michael SK and welcome back to the Fruit of Grisaia. So in the last episode, we finally finished Amane's past. What a trip that was, what a roller coaster that was, holy shit. More like a roller coaster just going downward, or just things falling down a very steep hill, but whatever, we're finally done with it. I liked the story, but it was a terrifying story, no doubt. But we're finally done with it. We got to see what Amane experienced, and dear God, I never want to experience anything close to that. I don't even want to go outside anymore. I don't even want to go camping. So, we're finally done with it. We are now in Cockroach Nest. This is basically, we're gonna see what comes. We're gonna see what happens now. We're gonna see what goes on between Yuuji and Amane. It's been so long since we've been back to the present here that I don't even remember how their relationship was. That's honestly pretty much how long it's been. I think it actually might have been a month because I'm not uploading these episodes every day. I think I'm uploading them like every other day or so. So I think it's been a month since I've actually read anything that was like from the present in this route. We've pretty much been in the past for the past month. So here we go. Finally back with Yuji's perspective, the right perspective. Nothing can go wrong when we're reading from Yuji's perspective. This is one hell of a story. That is one way to put it. I raise my eyes from the diary, reflexively staring up into Amane's face. Her eyes are downcast, her mouth twisted sorrowfully.
ねえ、ユージは孤独って知ってる？
I can take a wild guess. Cockroaches? From what I've read about them, they're incredibly durable creatures. They can last for weeks without food, and sometimes cannibalize each other.
私はね、毒虫を詰め込んだ壺の中から生き残った最強最悪の毒虫なのよ。
Wasn't she called a cockroach by other people, and that's basically why Yuuji asked Amane about this? I can't find anything to say. I'm so sorry, that must have been terrible. I've gone through something similar myself. The comparison would be unfair. The paths we followed to that point were far too different. Even so, I understand. Thrown abruptly into a rain-soaked hell without adequate food, unable to imagine what tomorrow will bring, your physical and emotional strength are slowly whittled down. The ones wobbling on their feet have a week. The ones sitting, 5 days. The ones lying down, 3. The ones that can't speak, 2. And the ones that can't blink will be dead before the sun sets. At some point, you've lost the energy to dig graves for your companions. You sleep next to the rotting corpses of your friends. Hell on earth. Precisely because I understand, I have no words to offer her. I seek refuge in the tattered diary in my hands. Returning home as the only survivor of that horrific accident, my reception wasn't what you could call gentle. The media widely discussed the incident and its miraculous survivor, spicing up their articles with a barrage of thoughtless and downright cruel speculation. That's the media for you. While never publishing my actual name... Wait. I guess we're still reading from Amane's perspective. Alright. Or at least now we are. Or, I don't know. Whatever. While never publishing my actual name, many twisted their limited information to suggest my survival had come at the cost of my humanity. Yeah, we're reading from Amane. I was the social problem of the hour. When I returned to school after recovering my physical strength, a classmate thrust a weekly magazine in my face. It was open to a gory photograph of the crash scene as it had been discovered. Hey, this corpse. This is Haruka's face, isn't it? Poor girl. So tell me something. Why were you the only one who survived? Everyone else died. Why are you the only one who came back? Of course, at that age, the gruesome and bizarre have an irresistible pull. At first, the words might have been nothing but curiosity, carrying no ill intent. At first, they might not have even realized their own casual cruelty. But that first question opened the floodgates. Soon the entire class was hurling questions at me, mostly for their own amusement. Hey, you ate them, didn't you? Base speculation always runs along predictable lines. It's more interesting if she ate them, therefore, she ate them. Better the titillating fiction than the complicated truth. Ate her friends, then came right back like nothing happened. How can she live with herself? Makes me want to puke. I wouldn't have done it in a million years. Some things are more important than staying alive. I'd rather starve to death than eat someone. Why doesn't she just kill herself? Alright, these kids are brutal. Just seeing her face makes me lose my appetite. God, I hope she transfers soon. Soon they spoke with undisguised hatred. My denials fell on deaf ears, and I stopped even trying. In their eyes, I was a cockroach, a vicious, durable insect. Inside the confines of the killing jar, I had consumed my own kind to survive, and now I had crawled back to safety all alone. It quickly became impossible for me to attend school normally. Before long, a special classroom was prepared for me to study alone. That's terrible. People are assholes, man, really. The administration's attempt at resolving the problem was half-hearted and passive. Essentially, they isolated me from my classmates, leaving my former homeroom teacher to take care of any problems that might arise. But since their main concern was minimizing further disruption, the choice made sense. And fortunately, that teacher was a kind woman who offered me warm encouragement. It's alright. As long as you're alive, you can start again. As many times as it takes, I'm here for you. I'll be here as long as it takes. So please keep trying, okay? Alright, let me rephrase what I just said. People aren't assholes. Certain people are assholes. Kids are assholes. They're the ones being dicks right now. This teacher is understanding. Her words pulled me through some of the blackest days. She was right. My survival had come at the cost of many, many sacrifices. I had to keep going, for the sake of those who had died, and for the people who still believed in me. But eventually I was made to realize these innocent thoughts were founded on nothing more than childish naivete? Naivety? Sure. Half a year after that accident, I'm an idiot, I moved up to the next grade and a new homeroom. And the teacher who had treated me so kindly abruptly stopped her little therapy sessions. Her attitude changed, the sympathy left her eyes. In the end, her kindness had been nothing more than the professional mask of an adult doing her job. That realization hurt me more deeply than any of the lies or insults ever had. Let me rephrase what I was saying last time, then. Oh, man. Yeah, maybe everyone is just an asshole. An asshole in disguise. After yet another day of isolated misery in an empty classroom, I returned home to find the words cockroach nest scrawled in huge letters across the side of my house. How do people know where she lives? My mom was crouched beside the graffiti with a bucket and brush, tears in her eyes as she desperately tried to clean it off. Her teeth were tightly clenched, as if to keep the sobs inside. They'd made her cry. They'd made my stout-hearted mom weep as miserably as a child. Hit by a wave of inexpressible, overwhelming sadness, I fell to my knees on the spot. Is other people's misery really that much fun to you? The reality had nothing to do with it. They weren't even trying to look at the truth. All they wanted was an interesting story, and my suffering seemed to be highly entertaining to them. I could endure the slander and abuse, but at this rate, I would end up becoming a blight on my own family. I simply couldn't take it anymore. What did I survive for anyway? This? If I just died with everyone else in that valley, none of this would have happened. I wanted to turn back time. I wanted to go back into that ravine, to redo it all from the very start. I could see nothing in my future, so I fantasized about the past. Even so, I resigned myself to the present. I accepted the ridicule and ostracism of those around me. I'd stepped over the bodies of my friends to save myself. Surely I needed some punishment for that. Of course, no one was going to object to my suffering. It was the least I deserved. I could prostrate myself weeping in front of my friends' graves all I wanted, but no one was going to forgive me that easily. Until I had suffered more than those who had died, no one would approve of my continued existence. This was my punishment for surviving. I accepted it. I knew that I couldn't expect clemency, but even so, I desperately needed someone to give me the hope that it might end, that someday I might be forgiven. Self-loathing was my only means of atonement, and it was a feeble counterweight against the sin I was committing with every breath I drew. I was gradually driven into a corner. How wonderful would it have been to run from it all, to shed the weight of what I'd done, but the punishment for surviving was impossible to escape. I had no choice but to bear it. I tried to be strong. I tried to act cheerfully in the face of it all, but it was so very hard. The slightest smile on my face would inspire condemnation. How can she laugh after what happened? If I ran away from their words, they'd condemn that as well. My sin would never fade, not for all eternity. Every once in a while, I dreamed at night. Always the same nightmare. Always in the same place, the depths of that hellish jungle. In the gloomy forest, the girls from the basketball club sat on the roots of trees, still and quiet. One by one, they slowly died. The corpses lay against the trunks of the trees, swelling up with gas like gruesome balloons. Their faces had been bloated from the start by their severe malnutrition. Soon, it was impossible to tell where their eyes had been. Eventually, their mouths creaked open, and the gas inside their bodies began to leak out into the humid air with a sound like a ghostly moan. Before long, those faint sounds would become voices. Amane. Amane, help me. Amane. I don't want to die. Amane. It hurts so much, Amane. Why only you? Why, Amane? Why won't you help me? Hey, Amane! I had lost count of how many times I'd woken up screaming in the middle of the night. Going to sleep had been terrifying. But even awake, I could hear the voices whispering in my ear. The voices of my friends, calling my name. When I turned back, there was no one. Even so, I heard the whispers constantly. The doctor's diagnosis was... Oh man, I cannot pronounce this, but I've heard this word so many times before. Schizophrenia? I think I did it. Asleep or awake, someone was always cursing me. My guilt was ever present, crushing. I had no refuge. In time, I lost the ability to distinguish between reality and my dreams. Even awake, I screamed at phantoms. One morning, standing on the train platform, I was shoved from behind by a figment of my own imagination and fell hard onto the track below. I understood perfectly well that my own accumulated guilt had given me that push, but knowing did me no good. Sometimes I thought about just dying, but I couldn't commit suicide. If I took my own life, I'd be branded for all eternity as a coward who fled from the punishment her actions had earned. Maybe someone would be so kind as to kill me instead. A random, violent death at another's hand might well be my only possible salvation. If someone killed me, I could escape without having fled from my responsibility. If someone would only punish me. Yes, that was it. Every time someone harassed or tormented me, it felt as though the weight of the sin on my shoulders grew a little lighter. If I could live my life entirely for someone else's sake, maybe someday I'd be forgiven. But for that role, I needed someone who would punish me for the sin of surviving, so that when moments of happiness found me, when I laughed, I could simply offer a silent apology to the dead. I needed someone who would give me an excuse for when the voices whispered in my ear. I needed an answer to their resentful curses. See, I'm getting exactly what I deserve. I absolutely needed that. In the end, I wasted 6 years of my life waiting for someone who could bring me that hollow, self-serving comfort. And here's Yuuji.
そんな時、私に罰を与えるのにふさわしい男が現れた。
Man, even after that horrible few weeks there in that jungle or forest or wherever, where she was pretty much dying, or literally dying, even after all of that, she has to come back just to more misery. That's just terrible, dude. At least we get a little bit of an epilogue. Fuck the media. Okay, yeah, here's some takeaways. Fuck the media. Fuck her classmates. Not literally. And fuck that teacher. Not literally. You know what I mean. They're all assholes. Everyone. Just that don't know the actual truth. But brand her as scum. That's terrible. That's unforgivable, too.
私を助けるために自分を犠牲にした風見和樹。その風見和樹の弟、遺族、それがユージだったんだよ。ずっと黙っててごめんね、ユージ。
She has her reasoning. I understand. I may not have understood before, but I feel like I understand now. I can't really explain it, but I guess it's alright.
私はね、あんたのお姉ちゃんを犠牲にして生き残った惨めな卑怯者なんだよ。
And there she goes, blaming herself again. Still staring into my eyes, Amane sniffles miserably, so we're back to Yuuji. I see. My body feels as stiff and wooden as the words coming out of my mouth. It takes all my effort just to nod. I understand. Some sins can never be forgiven. No matter how many times we apologize, the dead can never come back.
ずっと言おうと思ってたんだよ。謝ろうと思ってた。でも言えなかった。
It's understandable. It really is.
私ね、事故の後、一度だけ和樹の家に行ったことがあるの。家族の人には本当のことを全部話そうって思ってた。信じてもらえなくても、ひどく責められても構わない。でも一言謝りたいってずっと思ってた。でも和樹の家には誰もいなかった。
God damn it.
近所の人に話を聞いたら、1年も前にご両親が離婚されて、それからずっと空き家だって。
Remember, guys, after this, play the Labyrinth of Grisaia's Grand Route. Everything really pieces together here.
離婚の原因は和樹が事故で死んだからだって聞かされた。私がユージの家族をめちゃくちゃにしちゃったんだって、そう思ったら怖くて言い出せなかったんだよ。
True enough, Kazuki's death was the catalyst of my parents' divorce. But what came after, the real disintegration of the family, that was inevitable. My father's death and my mother's suicide were inescapable, fated events. Amane had nothing to do with any of that. And either way, making her into a scapegoat won't change the past.
だから私がユージと初めて会った時、私は思ったの。私がユージからお姉ちゃんを奪ってしまったのなら、だったらせめて和樹の代わりになろうって、そう思ったの。
I guess that actually explains why, throughout all of the Fruit of Grisaia, she pretty much labels herself as the big sister model for Yuuji. She does that herself. It's kind of just like a forced thing, and I guess this is kind of why.
私なんかじゃ和樹の代わりにはならない。そんなのは私に都合がいいだけの逃げだってそう分かっていても、他にできることなんてなかった。
And I also guess that by becoming Yuji's girlfriend, she's able to fill more of the role that Kazuki was able to fill, where it's a deep level of caring for one another when you're in a relationship, or if you have siblings. My bad. So I guess maybe that could also be it? I don't know.
だから何を言われても逆らわない。優しいお姉ちゃんになろうってそう決めた。ユージが望むなら何でもしてあげようって思った。キスされるぐらいどうってことない。それ以上望まれても断るつもりはなかった。何をされても絶対に文句は言わない。ユージが望むなら何でもしてあげようって思った。別に処女をあげるぐらいどうってことない。どうせ一度は諦めた命だし、和樹の代わりに生き残った命だもん。私はユージの本当のお姉ちゃんじゃない分、本当のお姉ちゃんにはできないこともしてあげようって決めたの。
Hold on, Amane. I want to make sure I'm clear on something. In other words, you approached me out of a sense of responsibility, not any romantic feelings? Wow, I wasn't even thinking of that. Holy fuck. Now that is some big shit right there. I'm not gonna get angry about it at this point. Give me the honest truth.
正直に言うとね、別にユージのことは嫌いではないけど、好きというほどのめり込んでいるわけでもなかった。
Wow. I'm really blown away. My perspective of Amane has completely changed.
そんな大して好きでもないような男に好きなように抱かせてあげて都合のいい女でいてあげるのが私の罰だってそう思っていたし、その程度生き残った罰としては全然軽いと思ってた。それでもユージに抱かれると少し気分が軽くなったの。ユージに抱かれるたびに、ユージの欲望を満たしてあげるたびに、私は自分の中の罪が軽くなっていくような気がしたの。
It kind of sounds cliche and dumb, but she's basically calling herself a tool.
私にとってのユージは
Oh, wait.
後ろめたさを埋めるための道具でしかなかった。
I guess it was the other way around. Oh, okay, well, however you see it. I see. A convenient woman like that is obviously too good to be true. So this is the source of that unease I can never manage to shake. This is why I couldn't get rid of that lingering doubt, always squirming in the back of my mind. I don't know how many women prone to falling in love with virtual strangers. Over time, I'd halfway convinced myself Amane was just a special case. But as I suspected from the start, there was something else behind all that.
でもね、こんなこと言ってもきっと信じてくれないと思うけど、私ユージのこと本当に好きになっちゃったんだよ。
I believe it. And the reason I do is because, like, I've heard stories where people, get together, but they don't really feel that strong of a connection. But when you spend a lot of time with a person and you kind of just move forward in that certain direction, things could happen. You could start to have more feelings for the person.
私はもっと鮮烈な罰が欲しかったから、セックスの回数も増えたし、過激なことにも自分から挑戦した。
Ah, so she's not crazy, she's insane.
でもね、いつの間にかユージに抱かれることで幸福を感じるようになっちゃって。それじゃダメなんだよ。それじゃ罰じゃなくなっちゃう。気がつけば沈静化していた悪夢とか幻覚とか幻聴がまた復活して、みんなが私を責めるんだよ。またお前だけ幸せになるのかって。もっとずっと強い罰が必要なのに、これ以上ユージを好きになっちゃダメなのに。どんなに好きになっても私の行く場所にユージを連れてはいけない。私一人で行かなければいけないのに。もうこれで最後にしよう。本当のことを打ち明けてこの人とは別れようって毎回そう思うのに、次の日の朝に目を覚ませばもう一日だけ 明日になったら別れを切り出そうって思うようになって、いつの間にかずるずると。
Some heavy shit right here.
怖かったんだよ。何度もあんたのお姉ちゃんを見殺しにしたのは私だよって言おうと思った。そう口にしてしまいたかったのに。でもそれを口にすればきっとユージは私の前からいなくなる。
Well, yeah, when you word it like that.
きっとユージは私を孤独から生きて戻った不吉な女と蔑んで、あんた食ったのかって化け物でも見るような目で私を見るに違いない。そう思ったら怖くって。
Man, this is Yuuji we're talking about. He's a very understanding person.
どんなに謝っても私が見捨てた和樹は生き返らない。だからごめんね。
So, in other words, she went in reluctantly, but now she's pretty much enjoying herself? In the first place, why are Amane's romantic feelings the first thing on my mind here? My sister, my family. All that is just a messy, ugly pain in the ass. In the end, I think I'm much more concerned about what comes next. At times like these, the fundamental strategy is to hear out the woman's story and throw in a few vague responses here and there, but I think I may need to say something pretty soon.
ねえ、ユージ。
Yeah, maybe very soon. Yes?
私を殺してくれない？
Say what? Yeah, good response.
私はこんなことでしか罰を受けられない。こんなことでしか許しを得られない。だったらもうユージに殺してもらうしかないの。ごめんね。
What the hell are you talking about, woman? Have you gone soft in the head? Oh shit. Huh. You expect me to kill someone who squeals like a piglet over a single chop to the head? Don't make me laugh.
ごめんね。
And that's another thing. Stop it with the damn I'm sorry, will you? I can't stand that phrase. Those were the final words my mother left for me before her suicide. Utterly empty, barren words. Words of surrender. Every time I hear that phrase, I remember myself the way I was. I remember my failure, my inability to act, and my chest throbs painfully. First off, don't try to mimic Kazuki, alright? I only had one sister, and she's gone now. Or what, do you enjoy ripping open my old scars or something? This I'm sorry chorus of yours is putting me in a lousy mood. I'm telling you to stop that, idiot. I mean, weren't you Kazuki's classmate? Didn't she ever tell you to not say sorry so damn much? Actually, I think she did. Very well then. Allow me to increase your repertoire of phrases. You mush-brained parrot. Repeat after me. Thank you.
ありがとう。
Every time you feel a sorry crawling up your throat, change it to a thank you before it gets out of your mouth. That's your punishment. Don't even think about dropping your apologies on me, arbitrarily deciding you've been forgiven, and then flying off into the night. Got that?
私バカだからよくわかんない。どういうこと？
You really are a dim-witted woman, you know that? God damn it. How am I supposed to explain this? Christ, I'm just as dim-witted. Let me think for a while. You're a distraction woman. Go sit on your heels and reflect on your idiocy. I'm going to get my thoughts together.
正座で？
Sit. We didn't... Alright. To be honest, so much just got dumped on me at once that my head can't keep up. What am I supposed to think about all this? First, there's Amane's past. Not to put too fine a point on it, but I don't give a shit. Alright? From what I read in the diary, she did nothing wrong. Kazuki's decision was understandable. I probably would have done the same thing in her place. If anything, Kazuki's at fault for enjoying that nice, heroic death, leaving all the messy, angsty business of surviving to her friend. For one thing, I'm still not fully convinced Kazuki would die as easily as that. But either way, that's not the problem. The past is in the past. Nothing can be done about any of that now. You can spit out as many what-ifs and if-onlys as you want, but unless you're using them as a reference for next time, it's a meaningless exercise. The only thing that matters now is what we do next. Amane! Amane!
Hi! なんでしょう
All said and done. You love me, yes? Confirm or deny?
そう、ごめん。いや、ありがとう。
Very well. Sit.
ワン。
Again, we don't... Whatever. Amane says she loves me. So how about my own feelings on the matter? I've thought them over many, many times. I'm pretty damn sure by now. I love Amane. I'm a bit ashamed to say it, but on a purely practical basis, I doubt there's another woman in the world as convenient as her. Then again, is that really all there is to it? As I fold my arms in thought, I find my eyes have come to rest on a beautifully folded work uniform. My job is pretty rough on the clothes. They snag on thorny bushes, rip against walls, and drag along the ground. More often than not, I come back with a number of holes in my uniform. It was only a few days ago that I realized those holes were being repaired. Out on the job, I'd happened to glance at the elbow on my uniform, where a torn seam had been neatly stitched back together. A colleague, noticing as I stared at the careful needlework, asked, "Your wife sew that up for you?" And the words, "Guess so," slipped out of my mouth. Startled by my own reply, I thought long and hard about what Amane was to me. While wearing the clothes she'd mended for me and stuffing my mouth with the lunch she'd packed for me, I pondered the matter. What about Amane had I fallen in love with anyway? Her looks? True, she was definitely an attractive woman from any angle. The long hair and nice scent didn't hurt either. Maybe because she was so willing in bed? Another definite plus, Amane never complained, and she was up for anything anytime. But neither of those had much to do with it, really. I can't express it too well, but for example, the way she mended my clothes without a word, and the lunch she always packed for me. Right. To summarize, she always did so much for me. Amane devoted herself to me. For a boring man like me, she did all that without even being asked. And that made me happy. Simple as that. Even if Amane had been unbelievably ugly, I would have fallen for her. By the same token, whatever happened in the past, I'm not going to stop loving her. That feeling isn't going anywhere, no matter what.
何
Nothing. Shut your trap. I'm still thinking. God damn.
はーい
Still sitting ramrod straight on her heels, Amane's face droops like a pouting puppy given the command to wait. Watching her comically forlorn expression, I move on to consider the final problem. I could simply tell her you're forgiven on the spot, but there's no way that would resolve the issue. If anything, my forgiveness might well inspire her to go looking for a new punishment, driving her to erratic, even dangerous behavior. In that case... Alright, Amane, the matter's been decided. On your feet.
ちょっと待って。足がしびれて。
What the fuck? Right then. I'll help you up. Here.
ありがとう。よいしょっと。それで、私はどうすれば。
I've thought this over pretty carefully. But let me make one thing clear first. I don't intend to take pity on you because of your past. Everyone has a regret or two. It's a natural part of being alive. That said, I also understand yours is a particularly complicated, painful one. Telling you forget it or don't worry about it would be a waste of breath. Remorse that deep isn't just going to stop tormenting you. You might well end up carrying it on your shoulders for the rest of your life. And this idea that your current good deeds can somehow redeem you for what happened in the past is a load of self-serving crap. You've got no choice but to receive your punishment for the rest of your life. I'm not really old or wise enough to say that's life like some sort of authority on the matter, but at the very least, I think I'm better accustomed to living with suffering than you. Therefore, I will now arrogantly, what am I even saying, throw my conclusion in your face. Accept it gratefully. You asked me to kill you just now, right?
言った。
Not attached to your life?
私の命が欲しいって言うならユージにあげる。
I see. Alright, I accept. From this moment forth, you're going to live the rest of your life for my sake. It's just some crappy life you picked up off the ground in the mountains, right? Can't be worth that much to you. I'll take it off your hands.
でも
What now? You have a problem? Too bad. You gave your life to me, so I can do whatever the hell I want with it. You have no right to complain.
なんだろう、もうちょっとわかりやすく説明してもらえると嬉しいんだけど。
Nothing to explain. Nothing's really gonna change. Just keep doing what you're doing. Live for my sake. Devote yourself to me. I'm the king. You're my pet dog. Got it?
変わらないってどういうこと？
Do you have a wad of marshmallow fluff for a brain? Fine, I'll put it even more simply and rudely. God damn you! How dare you leave my sister to die? I'll never forgive you. You're my slave for life. Understood? If you understand, bark like a dog, you filthy mutt. Of course she responds to that one. Amane, stay with me for the rest of your life. That's your punishment.
じゃあさ、もしかして私ずっとユージのそばにいてもいいの？
I just answered this question. Not only can you, you're going to. I'll smack you silly if you try to disappear on me. Keep that in mind.
ユージ。
What now?
ユージ。
Spit it out already. Also, I'm not a submachine gun. Whoops. I like how that was his response, just whoops. You know something? You always make this ridiculously ugly face when you cry. There. Okay, this is getting annoying already. I'll allow you 5 minutes maximum. That's Yuuji. If I was nice, it'd hardly be a punishment. As Amane breaks down into tears, I wrap my arms around her and hug her tightly to my chest. There's only one way I can save this woman, and it's not by trying to break the curse of her past. I'll simply accept everything. Knowing her past, knowing her trauma, I'll accept it all. I'll provide her with the punishment she needs. There's no other way. Someday, Amane will surely come to understand. The only person she needs to ask for forgiveness is herself. Until then, I'll be a burden for her to bear. I'll ease her guilt. I'll be her punishment. I'll offer her forgiveness, even if no one else in the world does. No matter what anyone says, I'll give her absolution. If I simply stay by her side, someday her penance will reach its end. I know it will. The day will surely come when Amane can forgive herself. Alright, so we went like 10 minutes over the time, so whoops. I wanted to finish that up. So we are still on Cockroach Nest. I swear, if that's the name of the goddamn chapter for the rest of this, or whatever, that's going to be kind of upsetting. But whatever. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, leave a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more. That's it for me. I'll see you guys next time.